A $2.1 billion American stealth bomber, flying silently over contested waters, suddenly finds itself the target of China's most advanced missile system. A missile designed to hunt down the very plane the world believes is untraceable. Did China really just try to shoot down the crown jewel of the U.S. Air Force? And more importantly, how did Washington respond? Stay with me, because what unfolded in the skies over the South China Sea on August 12th would shake the balance of power in the Pacific. It was 9:42 a.m. when the calm blue skies above Scarborough Shoal split open. Gliding at 35,000 feet was one of America's rarest aircraft, the B-2 Spirit bomber. Only 19 exist, each worth over $2.1 billion, each one capable of carrying 40,000 pounds of precision-guided destruction. To American commanders, it was simply returning from a routine mission. To Beijing, it was trespassing over what they claimed as sovereign airspace. And in less than a minute, the situation escalated. Deep inside a Chinese coastal bunker, radar operators picked up a faint, ghost-like trace, barely the size of a pigeon on radar, yet unmistakable to the trained eye. One whispered word sealed the decision: B-2. In seconds, the order was given. A massive HQ-19 anti-stealth missile roared to life. This wasn't an ordinary surface-to-air weapon. It was built for one purpose only: to kill stealth aircraft. Weighing several tons, carrying a 400-pound warhead, and accelerating to Mach 14, that's nearly 11,000 miles per hour, it was designed to reach its target in just 42 seconds. The ground shook as fire and smoke erupted from the launcher. The missile tore into the sky, locked on the B-2 Spirit. Inside the bomber, alarms screamed. The pilot's threat display lit up red. In less than a minute, the world's most elusive bomber was seconds away from annihilation. Would this be the day the U.S. lost 10% of its entire stealth bomber fleet? But the B-2 wasn't helpless. With a sharp bank and a series of countermeasures, the Spirit unleashed electronic warfare systems designed for this exact nightmare. The missile streaked closer, 50 miles, 30 miles, 10 miles. And then, blinding light, the HQ-19 detonated prematurely. Fooled by the B-2's decoys and stealth profile, the Spirit emerged untouched, but the line had been crossed. For Washington, this wasn't a near miss. It was an act of war. Within minutes, secure reports flashed across U.S. military channels. The launch site had been pinpointed, 142 nautical miles from the Scarborough Shoal. At the Pentagon and Indo-Pacific Command, one fact was clear: China had fired on an American aircraft in international airspace. The response was swift. President Trump was briefed in the Situation Room. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs laid out the stakes. Lose one B-2? That's a $2.1 billion loss. Worse, the psychological shock of America's most untouchable bomber being destroyed. The president made his decision in under 3 minutes. Operation Iron Dagger was authorized. By 10:15 a.m., a strike package worth over $6 billion was already forming. 2 B-2 Spirits, call signs Nightfall 1 and 2, carrying 16 2,000-pound bunker-busting JDAMs. F-35C stealth fighters, armed with anti-radiation missiles to suppress Chinese radars. EA-18G Growlers, jamming enemy communications. Super Hornets, launching dozens of radar-jamming decoys to confuse Chinese defenses. And high above, KC-46A refueling tankers, carrying 212,000 pounds of fuel each to keep the bombers airborne for their 6,000-mile journey. This wasn't a warning shot. It was a meticulously planned retaliation, designed to wipe the Chinese HQ-19 base off the map in under 90 seconds. By 2:03 a.m., the strike force had crossed the Philippine Sea. On Chinese radar screens, chaos unfolded. Dozens of decoys appeared as an entire phantom wing of US B-52 bombers charged from the east. Operators scrambled. HQ-9 and HQ-22 missiles were redirected at the ghost contacts. Meanwhile, the real killers, the B-2s, slipped in from the southwest. Their radar signatures smaller than a golf ball, practically invisible. The F-35s flanked low and wide, scanning for any missile launches. Their anti-radiation missiles were ready to obliterate any radar daring to switch on. At 2:14 a.m., the B-2 Spirits crossed the Chinese coastline. Their APQ-181 radars mapped the target in real time. The enemy base sprawled across 3 acres. Missile launchers, radar domes, command bunkers. Weapons hot. In less than 15 seconds, 16 bunker-busting JDAMs were released, each one falling at near supersonic speeds, designed to smash through reinforced concrete before detonating. The first explosions leveled the radar dome. The second wave obliterated the HQ-19 launchers, igniting secondary blasts as missiles cooked off in fiery chain reactions. The final pair of bombs drilled deep into the command bunker, detonating inside and collapsing the entire structure into a crater. In just 88 seconds, the base was gone. By the time the F-35s confirmed the site was destroyed, the B-2s were already disappearing into the night sky. Not a single radar lock had touched them. For China, the losses were staggering. 3 HQ-19 launchers worth $60 million each. 1 phased array radar worth $150 million. The hardened command bunker? Gone. Auxiliary vehicles, systems, personnel, all wiped out. Total losses? Between $350 to $400 million. Total time? Less than 2 minutes. Within hours, satellite imagery confirmed the destruction. The US released the proof to the world. Allies like Japan, Australia, and the Philippines issued immediate support. Global stock markets dipped, then stabilized once it became clear the strike was precise, limited, and controlled. For Beijing, the humiliation was deep. Their most advanced anti-stealth weaponry had been erased by bombers they never even saw. The Scarborough incident sent a chilling message across the Pacific. To America's allies, the U.S. would act swiftly, decisively, and with overwhelming force. To China, even $350 million worth of cutting-edge defenses meant nothing against U.S. stealth and coordination. The lesson was simple. Detection does not equal survival. As dawn broke, the B-2 Spirits were already back on Guam, engines cooling. The mission had lasted over 9 hours, covered 6,000 miles, and reshaped the strategic balance in the Pacific. The world now knew the next time an adversary dares to target an American aircraft, the response will be fast, precise, and devastating. So here's the question. Did China make the biggest mistake of 2025 by firing on America's most secretive bomber? Or was this just the opening move in a much larger game? Tell me what you think in the comments. Would you have retaliated immediately or waited for diplomacy? If you found this story gripping, don't forget to subscribe for more military deep dives, hit like to support the channel, and share this video so more people can see what really happens when stealth meets firepower.